Welcome to our storytelling corner. Today we bring you an enthralling tale of family curiosity and resilience. Stay tuned as we unravel the story of David and Tony, two young boys on an unexpected journey that changed their lives forever. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories like this. In the bustling city of Boston, nestled within a vibrant community, lived James and Marcus, a married couple who had spent years dreaming of building a family. James, an artist with a passion for life's beauty, and Marcus, a talented chef with a heart as warm as his meals, finally saw their dream come true when they adopted two boys, David and Tony. David, a bright-eyed boy, brimming with insatiable curiosity, and Tony, a shy yet imaginative dreamer, quickly filled their home with energy and joy. From the moment the boys arrived, James and Marcus promised them a life filled with love, understanding, and endless support. Their new life together was full of memorable moments. James painted murals of animals and forests on the boys' bedroom walls, while Marcus whipped up delicious meals that made the house smell like a haven. David's room soon overflowed with science kits and gadgets, while Tony's was a treasure trove of art supplies and storybooks. The weekends became sacred family time. They would visit parks, enjoy movie nights, or engage in spirited dance-offs in the living room. The house echoed with laughter and the warm chatter of a family growing together each day. One evening during dinner, David nervously looked up from his plate. "Dad, Papa, everyone at school has a phone. Can I have one too? Please?" James and Marcus exchanged a glance, their expressions thoughtful. "David, you're still young," Marcus began gently. "A phone is a big responsibility." "But it's not just for games, Dad," David argued. "I can use it to study and stay connected with friends." James smiled. "We will think about it. Show us you can be responsible and we will consider it." David's determination kicked in from that day. He worked harder than ever at school, impressing his teachers and even earning first place in his class. True to their word, James and Marcus gifted him a simple phone, a device that quickly became David's prized possession. At first, the phone was a tool of discovery and laughter. David and Tony explored educational apps and shared jokes under their parents' watchful eyes. But over time, their curiosity led them beyond the apps approved by James and Marcus, setting the stage for unforeseen challenges. One quiet afternoon while their parents were out, David and Tony stumbled upon a video that confused and intrigued them. "Tony, should we be watching this?" David asked hesitantly. "It's just a video," Tony replied, though unease flickered in his voice. Days turned into weeks and the secret viewing sessions became a routine. Each time they locked themselves in David's room, exploring content they didn't fully understand. The once vibrant household began to change. The boys grew quieter, their laughter replaced by nervous whispers. James and Marcus noticed but assumed it was part of the boys' new adjusting to growing up. One evening during a tense family dinner, Marcus tried to bridge the gap. "How was school today, boys?" he asked. "Fine," David mumbled, avoiding eye contact. "Anything exciting happening?" James chimed in. "Not really, Dad," Tony whispered, fidgeting with his fork. James and Marcus exchanged concerned glances. Something was wrong, but they couldn't yet put their finger on it. One day, Tony hesitated before another secret session. "David, what if Papa and Dad find out?" he whispered. "They won't," David assured him. "We're not doing anything wrong." But Tony's guilt grew heavier each day. One night, unable to sleep, he approached David. "I think we should tell them," Tony said softly. David shook his head. "No way. Do you want us to get into trouble?" "But it feels wrong," Tony insisted, tears in his eyes. Their bond began to fray under the weight of their secrets. Eventually, Tony suggested something drastic. David, if we try doing what they do in the videos, what if we tried? David froze. Tony, no, that's not a good idea. Why not? We're just curious, right? Tony pressed. After days of persuasion, David reluctantly agreed. What followed was a moment they would both regret deeply. Attempting to mimic the videos, Tony cried out in pain and ran from the room, leaving David stunned and riddled with guilt. For days the brothers barely spoke. Then one evening, David found Tony sitting alone in the living room. "I'm sorry," David said quietly. "I should have said no." "I'm sorry too," Tony replied, tears in his eyes. "I shouldn't have pushed you." The apology mended their immediate rift, but the experience left a lingering tension between them. Weeks later, they made another attempt, but were almost caught by a security guard at school. The close call left them shaking. Back home, James and Marcus noticed the boys' unusual behavior. One day, Marcus returned early to find them locked in David's room. When the boys finally confessed, their fathers were heartbroken. "We're not angry," James said gently, "but we are deeply concerned. What you've been doing isn't okay, and it's our job to help you understand why." The family sought guidance from a therapist who helped them navigate their feelings and rebuild trust. James and Marcus introduced new rules for phone use, ensuring that the devices were only used in common areas with supervision. To replace their secretive habits, the family began spending more time quality together. Slowly, the house regained its warmth and laughter. Months later, David approached James during one of his painting sessions. "Dad, I want to say sorry again," he said. "I'll do better, Dad." James hugged him. "We all make mistakes, David. What matters is learning from them." Tony shared his feelings with Marcus during a cooking session, marking a turning point for the family. On a Sunday afternoon, they gathered for a movie night. As the credits rolled, Tony struggled into James' side. "I love this family," he said softly. James and Marcus smiled, "And we love you both more than anything." Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. If you have enjoyed the story, please do well to like, comment and subscribe. If you have not pressed on the notification bell, please do well to press on the notification bell so you are aware when next I'll be posting my next story. And also let us know your thoughts below, and we will see you in our next story. And until next time, bye bye.